shit. It was good. Another day. It's like Sunday. Went to Sacramento today, shit. City of Trees. Good stuff. It was a great old day there. Yeah, I got like a lot of stuff in this video today. I was just going to talk a little about the healthcare network that I was thinking about. But like first I'll just like say a couple of things like shoot. Yeah, shout out to the dude at the club. I think his name was Sean. Like I actually talked to him about blockchain a little bit, and he kind of knew his stuff. He knew a little bit. He seemed like kind of like an investor, and he knew a little bit about the software, so that was pretty cool. So you probably never watched this, but like I don't know, you were pretty cool. Like I would talk to you like probably have like a few hours long conversation, I bet. Just picking up some buds. On to the next guy. The homeless guy, or not, he wasn't even homeless, like, he seemed like a pretty chill guy to be honest, but, like maybe he was going through a little bit, but I feel like I've seen him before, but, shout out to that guy too. I gave him a couple bucks. Like, I saw him later, like, driving down, like, when I was on 80, he was, like, exiting, like, he had, like, his bike, like, I'm pretty sure it was the same guy, like, I kind of like chucked him at deuces, but I feel like I was the same guy, and I feel like I've seen him before for some reason, but like shout out to him too. Like, yeah, the world is crazy, man. Like that's definitely, no matter who you are, no matter who I am. Like I think that's one thing we can agree on. But yeah, so that's enough of that. So now we'll talk about the actual, software and whatnot. So like my healthcare network, I want to base that off of like microincentives. So like I was thinking, and possibly Internet of Things. So microincentives basically, essentially just incentivizing small increments of health, right? So then like you could just get a slope of health for the person, like for the patient or whatever you want to call them. And I feel like if you could just upload small incremental results to the blockchain, then that would, like, one, just encourage the person like slowly do it over time, and then two, if like they get rewarded, because it's at the end of the day, like things are kind of all about rewards. Like that's kind of one thing I learned about humans in like my life thus far, I guess. But like it'd just be easy, like if you just pay them, like, and then the token system, I need to work on that, like, and I need to get up on those Ethereum smart contracts just for practice, and I'm learning a little bit of Haskell, but that concept, and like I'll give you a little bit of example, like, so in terms of Internet of Things too, you could like connect it, so you could have like some kind of like blood pressure device, like something that takes your blood pressure, like it could be like an at-home thing, and then you have your blood pressure reading. The machine provides a reading, and that reading is automatically uploaded to some kind of smart contract on a blockchain or something. So those values would be taken in, processed with a smart contract, put in a block on, maybe the Cardano blockchain or something, I don't know. And then, like, the processing of that transaction, the outputs, the UTXOs can go to the actual people who helped that person reach whatever incremental benchmark that happened to be on the smart contract. So, you could have like a nurse in Kaiser or something, or a random person who also happens to be on the network, who might just be interested in health or something like that, who helped the person. Or maybe even like a nurse from Kaiser who, like, in his off time, or she, in their off time, just for some side income, or maybe they had a passion for it, help some dude on the network get healthy, and they could get something like probably be like some tokens or something, or maybe even fiat currency. To be honest, to be 100% honest, like I think just the computer science part of the network, if that works and people just get on it, it could just honestly be fiat currency. That would be boring, right? Like, 'cause the whole point is to, like, have something that's not fiat currency, but ultimately those are going to be on some kind of blockchain at some point. So, and it's going to have to be interoperable, or else, let's be honest, it won't work, right? And I think the US dollar, like, I think there's something about, like, the US, it's like the third highest crypto, I think, after Bitcoin and Ethereum. I forgot exactly what it's called. And then there's like another one in like the top 20, or maybe even another two in the top 20 cryptos that have to do with the US dollar. So, I mean, come on, right? Like, how different will this be? But, it's some new technology to get excited about, though, I'll give you that. Like, the computer science is pretty tight behind it. Okay, that's pretty much that. And then, there's obvious examples of, like, ways this could go wrong, right? Like, I'll leave that up to your imagination. But hopefully we can take the positives, like maybe a healthcare network, like positive applications, because micros, you could incentivize anything, right? But hopefully, at least in this case, we can incentivize just incremental health, so then you can have a concept of a healthcare system where, like, people are paid to keep other people healthy instead of, like, catching the windfall of money after, like, the person's been sick for years or something, and then, like, you kind of just keep being sick and then you make money off of it with, just telling them, hey, like, this is the random shit to go get better, knowing, they probably won't do it if they're not incentivized, right? So, but yeah, so hopefully we can do the good instead of the bad in terms of the tech, or in terms of what we do with the tech, if any. I mean, that's probably a better way of saying it. And then, yeah, like, we'll discover more about human nature, obviously, like, in a rapid span of time, like, with technology that allows us to, like, transact even quicker, and, like, without people in the middle. Yeah, we're probably going to learn a lot more about, I mean, what do we not know about humans, though, right? Like, I feel like, if anything, younger people will just learn it earlier. Yeah, hopefully it's for the better. Which, actually, that's true. I don't mean to just say that, like, kind of arbitrarily. Like, hopefully, whatever better means, right? Like, I guess, you could say arguably that can't be said anything but arbitrarily. But we'll just go on to the next bullet. Ultimate goal of the network is, yeah, finding new ways to incentivize people to be healthy. Yeah, it seems like the general goals of nature are not, like, doing the job for everyone, at least, like, not when they're older, I guess. Or maybe there comes a point in time where, like, you just don't care anymore because, like, you have kids or something. Like, maybe I'm just not at that point yet, so I haven't been disincentivized to, like, not stay healthy. If anything, like, I feel like I'm trying to get more healthy, perhaps. I think it's fun, but, like, maybe it's just, like, a way of rationalizing, like, when I'm trying to get a good mate or something. Like, making money too, right? Like, at least try to do it in a fun way. But yeah, just to try to incentivize people to be healthy. Yeah, general goals of nature, not doing the, yeah. We'll leave that up to the future to decide, like, what's the proper way to really think about that, at least for me. Or the other way to think, the other way you could think about it is, maybe it's just been made easy to ignore the general goals of nature, probably. Maybe, like, technology might be part of it. Which I think has actually brought us closer to, like, what we are, so. Like, if that's caused people to ignore some other goals of nature, like, maybe, is, like, the nature bad, or maybe we're just, like, looking at the wrong part of it. Like, so, yeah, maybe so I in my opinion, I just say, Like, why not try to be healthy, like, while you're living? Like, we could talk about human nature and all that other stuff, but that's probably conversations for other videos. In terms of the healthcare network, I feel like it just seems like, it's not a bad goal to, like, try to live healthily. And if, like, we could be incentivized to do it, hey, man, I don't think that's a bad idea. Like, let's see if the tech can work it out. Technology's done, like, some crazy stuff before, like, right? Like, good and bad, right? So, like, why not? Like, maybe it'll be good. But yeah, to be honest, that's all, like, the bullet points I got. Like, I don't know how long that took, but I guess, and I still have this whiteboard. I'm expecting to write something on it at some point. Let's just, like, talk about maybe, like, or for, like, a couple of minutes, I don't know, like, it might already be long enough. I'm gonna end up cutting this part out if it's too long, but it's like a good blood pressure, right? Like, it was supposed to be, I mean, they, like, change these two, and why do they change them? Skirt, I didn't read the papers, so I can't say that with any certainty, but yeah. But I think it's, like, 130 over 80 in terms of diastolic, systolic, or systolic, diastolic. Shoot, I don't even remember the units for that, to be honest, but, or I mean, it's blood pressure, right? So it's like millimeters of mercury over, like, some kind of, like, distance or something. I'm not too sure, like, some kind of, like, area. But, like, 130 over 80, you should, like, screw it, know those numbers. Like, you could look up the specifics if you want to. Shoot, like, I'm not in pharmacy school anymore, right? Like, don't expect me about that. But so you try to be, like, under that. I guess that could be a goal. And then if you're kind of, like, unhealthy already, like, let's say you probably got onto the network when you're not in the best of shape, unless you were trying to get paid off of it. Like, then you would go in good shape and, like, try to get your reputation up so you could, make some money. Or meet some people, like, whatever your thing is. Yeah, so, I don't know. Maybe it could be, like, shoot, to be honest, I forgot, like, what the proper things were, like, from pharmacy school, and I thought they were stupid, to be honest. Like, anyway, I was like, dude, who really cares? Like, you can kind of tell, like, if someone has a good blood pressure and all. Like, if someone's boiling mad, obviously it's going to be pretty high. Like, someone looks, I think it's all about, like, if, like, your body, depending on, like, where you come from, too. Like, generally, if, like, your body fat's not that high, you're probably, like, if you can, like, fast pretty good, then, like, your body kind of, it's, like, easy to, like, your blood pressure, even if it's low, it's not too bad. Like, as long, I don't know, but I'm not a doctor, right? What's another thing we could, more numbers, just for data, right? It's just basically getting data. And ultimately, kind of what I want to do is, like, have some kind of AI that, like, says, hey, this is what you should be doing at this time, given, like, what you said your goals were. And then like, the AI is not going to be perfect, because everyone thinks of AI as, like, kind of being better than it is. I think it's, like, not that good, to be honest, or, right, compared to, like, humans in doing certain things, but it's good in terms of, like, realistically what it should be. Like, the fact that it's this good, like, the fact that, YouTube's the recommended videos, it's not even perfect, but it's good enough to where it's an entertaining, it's a pretty good service. And Netflix too, even though I don't really have Netflix, to be honest, but I assume that's a good service. And music services too. shit, YouTube's pretty much a music strip. You know how much music I found off of that. And speaking of that, Alpha Blondy, I'm gonna play that in the beginning. To be honest, this video is probably long enough by now. In the next video, I'll talk about probably the basis for a healthcare network, and I'm gonna get into like COVID probably a little bit, because like I can't believe that's still a thing. That's kind of part of the impetus. Like I was interested in healthcare in general anyway, just because I kind of wanted to be healthy in terms of being a human, and like I figured, you know, might as well make some money off of it, like in terms of being a pharmacist. And like I was interested in drugs, but like long story short, that shit didn't happen. But I forgot where I was going with that, to be honest. Probably cut that part out. Yeah. No, like. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about the impetus. So COVID. That's crazy that it's still going on now, and like I can't believe. I want to go back to school to talk to people about blockchain, but they aren't open. And is it a conspiracy? Is it not? Like I probably shouldn't cover that, but I might cover the impetus of it in the next video of the network to help with something like COVID. Like, because I feel like the fact that people are overweight, if it's real, the fact that people are overweight doesn't make it better. Honestly, that's probably enough. Shit, if this isn't 20 minutes, then like I might be surprised. But catch y'all in the next one. Stay healthy. Like, I mean, shoot, especially in this day and age. But yeah, peace out.